1st, 2020, here with your live show. We're live 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Of course, I'm Mitch, and we have Brian Bittler, Ann Shore, Rod Zwacky, Chris Ruffalo also joining us to go through today's NFL schedule. Of course, now we're in week 8, so we've seen all these teams already, but there hasn't been a lot of continuity in the NFL this year. I'll tell you, it's been super chalky, which has been bad news for me the last couple of weeks, but managed to hang in there the first 6 weeks, but it's like 2 weeks of total chalk fest. It's going to blow up my bankroll a little bit, but we got a little bit of it back yesterday, and we will continue to do it again today. So, of course, if you're joining us tomorrow, starting tomorrow, our live shows start at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're moving it up 10 a.m. The clocks don't change here. So you guys will have to change with me. It will throw a monkey wrench in my whole day if I do it at the 10:30. So we're going to move it to 10 a.m., and everyone will like it. Be sure to smash the like button, subscribe to our channel, and all that kind of good stuff. I had to mute these guys because they were doing their normal. We would have never got on the air if I wouldn't have done it. But we got them back in. Good morning, everyone. How are you? Hi, Ann and Rod, Chris, Brian. Welcome.
Ooh.
Normal bitching and moaning.
Yeah, there was some bitching, some moaning, and there was also like just the random, editorial piece on totals. I like totals, I hate totals, I love totals. It's like, yeah, okay. Good story, time to go. But of course we're here for NFL Sunday. We got kind of a mixed up order here. Figure scramble the eggs. Brian, what do you got going on today? How is that yesterday was the trick and the treat, the end of October. It's a whole new month here, and not only do we have NFL and college football, and everything's going to really ramp up this week because we got the MAC starting on Wednesday.
I love the MAC.
Who doesn't love the MAC? And then you have
the Zips. Sorry, Mitch.
It's okay. Brian's always talking over me. We have the MAC, and then we're going to have college basketball. We already have it. I already looked at the schedules on Sports Chat Place and Pick Dogs for the writing schedule. These guys already have it all out there. Like, the games that I think they left some blank spaces because I always throw in games. Hey, you guys we got to cover this stuff, which is basically everything, right? So we got it all covered. And
did they cancel a tournament yesterday? The ACC versus Big Ten or something like that?
They canceled. It's not a tournament. What they do is they do the ACC versus Big Ten challenge, like where, they just pick an order. Normally it's like Duke versus Michigan State. They try and pick they try and line up the conferences. They do it in the SEC and the Big 12 as well.
Yeah, I love those games. I don't know why they'd get rid of them.
Well, because they're trying to have a college basketball season this year. It's just a little different, and we're going to take what we can get.
Yep, true.
Because normally in college basketball, we take names is what we do. Kick some royal ass. I'm the king of March Madness.
Well, I'll challenge you for that.
I've been in the Cappers Challenge. I've won it twice. I've won it twice, man. 2-time champion. All the Cappers, all the sites, everybody, they do a massive challenge, one of the sports books, and I've whipped their ass. So we'll gladly take on you, Bittler, and anyone else. Just kidding. But I'm just saying that. Well, let's just say I used to have a website called College Basketball Place, and it was insanely popular. But anyways, what do you got today, Brian? As far as NFL,
see, now you're making me look up my college basketball record, but I'll stop.
I know
today,
but you don't. But the thing is that. We'll go into this when college basketball comes. And it's everyone knows the deal is that, it's like the expectations on me and everybody else are a little bit different, they have been throughout the years. This is the first time that I've had like a multi-capper site like this. It was always me. So everyone wanted, my opinion on every big game that comes down the pipe. So I was basically forced to give picks on those games. I didn't get to cherry pick through the schedule and get to take, just bet against Prairie View A&M every day, Ruffalo, the Ruffalo factor. It's like, who's Prairie View A&M playing? Jackson State. Love Jackson State.
Oh, it's Arkansas Pine Bluff.
Oh, yeah, that's who it is. It's like, who's the Lafayette Leopards playing? It's like, the Harlem Globetrotters? Oh. I'll lay the 68.5. Speaking of...
all right, so what I got going on today?
What do you got going on today, Brian?
Number one, the last 30 days, I feel like November's going to be better than October. Last 2 Sundays have been winning Sundays, big cash money. Today, 5 plays for $50 at pickdogs.com premium picks. One of those picks is my AFC Game of the Year, so check it out, guys.
How many Game of the Years does that make for you, Brian?
Oh, we have different sports, different conferences, I remember my
it's of 2020, right? So it's not the calendar year, right? It's not all the way back to November 1st, right? It just goes to the end of 2020. So you got 2 months until you can start.
That's right. My Thursday total of the year just cashed. We had my ACC Game of the Year, that cashed. We had, I could go on and on.
We know. We know. You got quite a list of Game of the Years.
Cash and big games. That's what we do.
Cash. Ron Romanelli's here, back in the premium capper in style. 4-1 yesterday for Ron Romanelli. Lighten up the board. He was on the opposite side of me on that Central Florida game. Congratulations, man. I thought Houston was going to show up, but they didn't. They showed up.
Yeah, Mitch on that.
They showed up. It was like
Houston.
It's like, you've been selected to play against the Masters in the rugby match this afternoon. They got stomped, man. It's like, it looks so bad. It was like, I had two games yesterday where it was just like, what are you guys doing, man? It was LSU and that one. It was like 5 minutes into the game, I'm like, I'm on the wrong side, man. I'm dead. It's like a lot of times, like, you're saying, well, it's like if this happens and it's like they get to this number, and then I'm like chatting with Brian, I'm like, I think I'm dead in this Houston game, and it's like, he's like, no, because there's, they get a touchdown here, then it's a 2-point differential, we're getting 2.5, we're gonna be good, and then it's like, and then they go for 2, right? Don't get it. It's like. So if they get it, I'm off my number. If they don't get it, I'm off my number. It's like, it wasn't meant to be. God did not want me to win the Houston UCF game, man. It was like, you ever have that where it's just like, all right, I'm on a good number. It's like, why are you going for 2 again? It's like, oh, man. God, I love this shit. Oh, man. So what do you got? Brian, did you get your whole shtick out there? Game of the year.
AFC 5-pack for $50, man. And I've been winning the last 2 Sundays in a row, so I'm ready to do it again this Sunday.
Cash today. Chris, what do you got going on today?
I got my Sunday lunch rush. I got the 5-pack for the 1 o'clock games, and then I have my Super 7, so those 5 games plus the 2 top plays from the 405 and 425 kickoffs, and my Sunday night play up as well. I got the Super 7 is going to be your best value, $39.95 over at the website.
Sounds like a solid value there, Chris. How about you, Rod? Big bounce back day for Rod. Rod had one of those days, and I've had days like this before, where it's like in the premium picks, it's like in the premium picks, I can't hit anything. My free picks, every single one is a winner. It's like, it's like,
I was on Auburn. I took Auburn.
Oh yeah. If you've ever watched this show and have had my premium picks, you've seen me have days like this before where people are saying, "Man, you killed it," and it's like I feel like death because it's like my premium picks were terrible, and it's like my free picks were like knocking the cover off the ball. It happens. It's like if you're in this business and you give out as many picks as we do, you're gonna have a day like that. And you're gonna have more than
today's the day to jump on Rod. I think definitely.
If anyone knows about jumping on Rod, it'd be you, Brian. Anyways, Rod, go ahead. I'm gonna leave that one.
Well, I'm glad I live up north, and the border's close. Anyway, I got Sunday fun day going. We had a great NFL Sunday last Sunday. We keep rolling with NFL. I've got 7 plays there for $39.99. It's gonna be a big day. You can feel it.
Ann, what's happening?
Hey, so I have yesterday we hit my total of the month. It was that Houston UCF game. So congrats to whoever got that, and I won. Last week I went in NFL 2-0. I have a couple games up there. I'm going to be putting up a big total. I guess I'll just pull a Bittler here and just do my total of the month. Since we are on November 1st, I'm going to do another total of the month today for NFL.
I do murder people in college basketball. That's for sure. All right, I got 7 picks today. It's a big card for me. I love today's NFL card. And you guys know I don't usually say that unless I really actually do love it. And I totally love it. I think there's just some major public square plays out there, and we're on the other side of all of them.
I hope so.
Well, I am.
I'm rooting for you.
I'm loving it today.
Yep. Coastal Carolina, I had them yesterday. That was an easy winner.
I gave that out free on here. I said Coastal, even though it was...
Even though it was what?
It was a little bit public-sided.
Well, I mean, it was public because it was...
Clearly, I mean, that was
sometimes, sometimes the public and the sharps and I call it the world is on one side, and sometimes the world is right. I mean, I liked Carolina yesterday. They won. I mean, that was one of those no doubters. You know, how about God not wanting me to win the App State game? That was ridiculous, man. That was did anyone catch that? So 6 seconds left to go in the half. App State with no timeouts decides to run the football. No, there's 12 seconds left or 14 seconds left, something like that. App State with no timeouts decides to run the football at the 1 yard line to run it in instead of doing like a run pass option or something. They decide to run it in. So the quarterback gets stuffed, but when he gets hit, he goes to the ground and puts the ball on the ground, and the Coastal Carolina defender picks it up and starts running with the ball. And the time in the half expired because they're waiting at the line for the ball so they could snap it and spike it. And instead of being able to snap the ball and spike it, the time ran out in the half. And they refused to put the time back on the clock so they could at least kick a field goal. And from there, I knew I was dead. I knew I was a dead man. It's like when calls like that happen, it's like, dead man, you know. And
but you got the BYU one, so they made up for it.
Well, I got the BYU one, but that wasn't like a bad call or anything. That was just, a smart coaching decision, to kick the field goal as opposed to just give them the ball in downs, which I appreciate.
I looked up my last 689 college basketball selections.
Great. Congratulations.
56%. That's rock solid.
Well, you can watch all videos. I don't know. I don't know how many people watched our shows. I think on the website we had record traffic last March. Right before everything stopped.
I love college basketball.
Right before everything stopped, we had record, man. And on these shows, we had thousands of people watching. It was massive. We were killing it in college basketball. Rod, I think Rod hit like 6 bird cages in 7 shows or something like that. Something ridiculous. I think there were shows like where we were all hitting them. It was like we were rolling, man. We were rolling.
Do it.
And then we got hit with the natural disaster.
I mean, people are like, how'd you get 17,000 YouTube subscribers in 3 months? People were like, how did you do that? Oh, he must be cheating. People were saying he must be buying viewers or something like that. No, we were a pick.
We're taking our victory laps for college basketball.
Whatever. I'm just excited. I'm just excited. I'm excited we have sports,
Yeah.
I am. I'm not going to apologize for it either about being excited. I sat through, some of the toughest months that I had theoretically up until February of this year. I had my toughest year in this business, behind the scenes that I've ever had, up until, and then in February when I finally got it, everything together, then we had a stoppage all the way through to July. So it's really been a tough year and a half for me. So it's like, I'm celebrating every day, man. I'm celebrating every single day. I could care less.
Yeah, I think that stoppage led me into the right direction where I am today. So I don't know if I'd be here if we wouldn't have had a stoppage. So
beware.
Yeah.
Where?
But we all got better at soccer, right?
Not me. Not me.
UFC, that's where I decided to go.
There you go.
And you got the Lions and the Colts.
The Lions and the Colts.
Colts coming off the bye week.
Yes. Yeah, like you said, the Colts are coming off a bye week. I'm still gonna go with Lions. I put it together I'll give it out later, the parlay with all money lines. So they're in there. I like the Lions actually on money line today.
Rod.
I'm going to go the other way. I think the Colts get the win here today. I cannot take Detroit. Detroit has just been awful the last year and a bit. And Colts have a bye week. I know the numbers don't look so good that the Colts have not fared so well off a bye week. But I think they come here to play today. Get the win.
Chris Ruffalo.
I'm on the Lions as well. Their 3 wins are only giving up 20 points a game or just over that. And the Colts gave up 33 and 27 to Cleveland and Cincinnati. So I think it's going to be another troublesome spot for the Colts against a Detroit team that's pretty good offensively. So give me the Lions on the money line as well.
Any truth to the rumor that you were walking around last night knocking on doors dressed as Matt Patricia?
Do I still have the pencil in my ear? No,
I think he was hitting up the nightclubs last night.
I still have the pencil in my ear.
Brian went as Walter White. Who do you got, Brian?
I agree with Chris and Ann in this one. I think the Lions are progressing, and I think the Colts are regressing. I think you'll see the Lions get a little better as the season goes on here, and I think they win this one outright. But I'm going to take the points for the Lions.
I'm gonna go with the. Looking at all my notes I have here, I got so many. I like the under in this game.
Mm-hmm.
I agree too. I like the under.
I like the under. Hey, what happened there? There we go. All right, we made it. We got one down. We got the Vikings and the Packers. This is the opportunity for someone to give out the squarest play on the board here. I would say the Packers. Well, we'll have the discussion here, and Brian's the guy to have this discussion with. Brian, square play in betting sports. Squarest of these: Packers, Notre Dame, Yankees, Dodgers, Lakers, or Celtics. What are the squarest of those plays? that is quite a handful of squareness there.
Those games those teams keep the lights on in Vegas, so.
Oh, believe me.
That's how they built the bathrooms for $1 million.
Oh man, I went into the bathroom at Palazzo, man. I tell you, just go to the bathroom, and if you ever done a home construction project or had your house remodeled or anything, price out that bathroom at the Palazzo and tell me how many times the Packers cover.
I'm remodeling too.
It is actually this week we're gonna have construction in my house. The bathroom in my house has never been redone. We bought this house; it was like almost a tear down, and you guys have seen the inside of my house already. So a lot of it has been, most of it's been remodeled, but we did not do this hall bathroom, and we didn't do one other room outside of that we haven't redone. But that hall bathroom, the lights are starting to flicker. There's a buzzing sound, and sometimes it pops. So it's like, I think it might be time. I think it's a fire hazard. So we got someone coming in. We're redoing the bathroom. It's more of then it's not like, oh man, I can't wait to get the bathroom. It's kind of like, they think this is unsafe. I think what would happen is we had a leak in the roof, and it's like, because we had the roof redone 2 years ago. We had that project with the pounding, remember? So before we had the roof redone, there was some leaks in the house, and I think some of the leaking got into that bathroom inside. There's like a drop ceiling in there. It's the only room in the house that has a drop ceiling. And I think there's some water got into the drop ceiling, so that might be the buzzing and the popping. I'm not sure. Could be electric, water, buzzing, popping. No, this is going to be a shit show. I can guarantee.
How's the guest room?
The other guest room there? Awesome, man. I've taken people. We've done the tour. We've gone through the guest room here. It's where I have all the shirts right now. This was the secondary guest room. This is, but now it's my studio. But everyone's always welcome here. They know that.
We all must be on the same wavelength because I just had my bathroom redone on Friday.
He says that, and I knock on his door, and he answers. I got my little suitcase and big smile on my face.
It's fine. A lot of people that watch our shows and stuff like that. And I'm not saying a ton, but some people that have watched our shows. They come to Maui. They hit me up on the messenger, and we go hook up. And it's like it's the same thing. I do it same thing in Vegas all the time. And if I have shirts with me and stuff, I'll bring shirts or whatever. Ask anyone. And it's like, I have people that just randomly walk up to me in the sportsbook all the time. Usually positive. Most of the time. All right. Tua's a bust. The guy's thrown one pass, in his career. He's already a bust.
How can he be a bust already?
Here's a good comment. I like the insightfulness of this one. Soccer looks not bad today. There's 5 magic words for you right there. Soccer looks not bad today.
Let's just skip NFL and go to soccer.
Yeah, screw NFL.
Me personally, I can't look at soccer with all this NFL going on.
And Packers and the Vikings. Packers minus 6.5. This one went down to 6. It's bounced off that 6. Now it's 6.5 is what I'm showing. But the total dropping to 50.
Yeah.
How is there COVID in Wisconsin and Madison, but not COVID in Green Bay? I don't know. There's a border patrol up there or something.
Well, there was COVID with Trevor Lawrence, but there was 1 million people in those stands yesterday, so
yeah. Also,
makes
like
no sense to me.
Yeah, I think Trevor Lawrence, man. If Clemson loses a game, even without Trevor Lawrence in the lineup, I think it will cost them the Heisman. It will be like, I think it will. I think that Wilson on BYU will get it. He's been phenomenal.
I think he'll be back though for Notre Dame. They're gonna forget about the rules.
No, he's not. He's out for the Notre Dame game. He's been listed. He's out. He's not listed as questionable. He's out.
They can't go against the rules and put him in now. I feel like they'll do that.
Only if you're at Alabama and you're playing Georgia. That's the only time that it's the only time.
Well, if he comes and tests negative like 3 times in a row,
nope.
No, he still has to go through a cardiac test.
It's like in college football for the players, it's 2 weeks, just like the Wisconsin quarterbacks and all that other stuff. And Notre Dame, right? They missed too. So, Ann, speaking of COVID,
Dalvin is coming back today. I just don't think it'll be enough for Minnesota. Rodgers, he looked back to normal last week, so I'm going to lay the points. I do like the under for this. I know we said Packers went under last week. I do like the under again this week, but I get more confident with Green Bay. I think they'll even win by 10. Senora Square.
Rod.
For me in this one, I'm gonna take the under. I like the under. It's 9-3 in the last 12 meetings. I think it's gonna be a little
48,
little windy.
Down from 55.5 to 48.
Still take the under. It's gonna be 20-something mile an hour wind. It's been a little windy in Lambeau today. And these two teams. Yes, I know the game they played earlier in the year went over. This one's gonna go under every time. The trend, it looks like. They have an over game, and then they have a bunch of under, then they have one over, and then a bunch of under. I'm taking the under.
Chris, did you happen to catch those Louisville defenders running away from Virginia Tech running backs yesterday? It was like I'm a Louisville defender. I'm allergic to a guy running with a football. It's like they're running the other way. It's like, what are you doing? It's like that last touchdown to cement the cover. It was like the parting of the Red Sea. It was like no one wanted any part of it. It was like, wait a minute, this guy's got a football in his hand? Nah. I want no piece of this. Anyways, Packers and Vikings.
I'm going to take the Vikings and the points. I think it is a division rivalry. I think it's going to play out just like that. I think we're going to see a tight game, so I'm going to take the Vikings.
Brian, at Virginia yesterday, one of the sharper plays on the board. I was with them on that one, on the money line, but he had it as one of his premium plays.
Yeah, I got to give Mitch credit on that one. He turned me on, made me look a little closer at Virginia. I had it written down initially, but I wasn't sold until I had spoken to him about it. But as far as this game goes, I agree with Rod here big time. I think you see an under. And guys, I'd really think about it first before you place any bets on the Packers in this game. Just that's how they keep the lights on and or games like these. So just be careful, tread lightly.
This is a 2 or 3 point game. I think the Packers win this game. I think it's one of those Mason Crosby kicks why they keep him around. This guy actually does have a really, really strong leg, and it's for days like this where it's super windy outside and crappy and all kinds of stuff like that, and you need him. But I think with the Vikings being able to maintain that ground game, I think they'll get pressure on Rodgers too. And also, man, I just think that this Jefferson is way underrated, man, compared to some of the other receivers that came in with a lot more fanfare than he did, even though he was great at LSU and he's a first-round pick and all that kind of other stuff. But I really think that he's the guy of the receiver class that kind of has stepped up there. So I'm gonna go with the Vikings here.
It's do or die for Minnesota too, and Packers are fat and happy, 5-1. So.
I think it's going to be a close game. I still think the Packers win. I don't think they cover. I think
it wouldn't shock me at the Vikings.
I think it's back down to 6, and it's like I just don't see that. I don't see the 6. You know, I could see 3. I could see 2. You know, but I don't see 6, man. I don't see it. This line should be 3.5 at the most. At the most. At the most. I don't see how you get to 6 here. I don't see how you got to 7. I guess because
you're like, well, I was thinking like
talk and ask about this one.
I don't know. Me and Ann are gonna battle it out on this one.
We are.
Well,
you know how to touch
this is my hand covering her mouth. It's like Vikings, damn it.
Maybe I'll have to bet a hat with her. I haven't won a hat yet from Ann. So
all right, let's bet a hat.
Brian's got a big head, so it's like 2 hats. All right, go to our next game. We got the Chiefs and the Jetropolitans. I don't know, man. Yeah. I don't even know what to say here. That hasn't been said. It's like I think I was the original of the Gase Pounders, you know, like the one that like I originally started pounding them, you know, and then it's like a lot of people have joined in on the parade, but I believe I'm the original on that one. It's like as soon as they signed when he was in Miami and he brought in, you know, Jay Cutler and he said that was a viable option, and then he backed him up with Brock Osweiler. I was checked out of the relationship at that point. So done with the Jets. And
is the spread still plus 19? Did it move?
19.5.
19.5. I'm liking the Jets. I think it's too high. But to be honest with you, if I was to really pick one and bet on this, I'm just gonna take the under.
We already got the Jets. You only get 1 pick per person.
All right. You know, put me in for the Jets. I'm gonna do it.
You're foolish and lack vision.
Money line.
Welcome to the show.
Nah, I'll take the under. Yes.
Rod.
I cannot bat the Jets. Give me the Chiefs here.
Chris?
Yeah, I think the Chiefs put in the backups for a good portion of the second half. I'm gonna lay the points for Kansas City.
Brian?
If the backups are in the second half, that's a good sign for the Jets covering the spread. I agree with Ann. This is one of my premium plays. I don't care. Take the Jets.
Is Chad Henne still?
Take the Jets plus the points.
Is Chad Henne still with the varsity in Kansas City?
Maybe.
Because if they put in the back, if it's Chad Henne, then you know that changes things a lot. You definitely don't want to see Chad Henne warming up on the sideline. Chad Henne's got the helmet on. It's like that was like one of Bill Parcells' picks for the Dolphins. It's like he's got to be a 4-year starter. He's got to be this. It's like Chad Henne. It's like what? This guy sucks.
I think they'll do everything not to be embarrassed in this game. I mean, that line, when you see a line as a player and you're 3 touchdowns. I don't know.
So what you're saying is that they in the other games they haven't done that. So I mean, so
well, teams don't play with that utmost.
So how about
emotion
this?
Every single
How about
game
this
of the year.
scenario? How about this scenario? Okay, fourth quarter. I don't know. 4 minutes left to go in the game. The Chiefs have the ball in the Jet 8-yard line. You don't think they give it to Le'Veon Bell 3 straight times? Right there? And you don't think he drags Jet defenders into the end zone?
When they do that. So they'll be up at 10 at that point and then go up by 17. The 20 points is way too much.
Everyone already knows where I stand, so it kind of gives me the opportunity here to also give out the over, I think. So, I mean, I haven't taken the Jets all season, so I'm not going to pretend that I'm going to take him here. Got a line dropper here on a big line dropper. Got the Las Vegas Raiders visiting the Cleveland Browns. I know, Beckham's out. What else we got? We got weather here or something? What is going on? I know Trent Brown is playing, right, for the Raiders, so their offensive line will be back in order, but I don't know. Carr is still the QB. A little bit of a head scratcher for me. This is the one someone knows something that I don't know. Is all I can say. Which is nothing unusual or new, right? Ann, what do you think? Browns versus Raiders.
So Raiders have been playing good football, so I'm going to lay the points with them.
Hold on a second. Wait a minute. All right? We let you get away with some stuff here on the show. But let's talk about good football, okay? What you define as good football. Because the last time I saw the Raiders, it was 45-20, okay? And I'll tell you what, they took their foot off the gas to hold it down to 45. This was at home, okay? They got pantsed. They got slaughtered. They beat the Chiefs on the road, but they're one of the Patriots' 2 wins this season also at New England by 16. I don't know. They got the ref game, the ref win in Vegas. But as far as them playing good football, I don't call it 25-point home loss playing good football.
I agree.
I just don't. Well,
you know why,
Brian?
I think good things come out of them, and I know Raiders today money line. I think it's weird that Browns are given -2.5 at home. Doesn't make sense to me. So I'm gonna lay with Raiders and money line.
There's probably no value on the money line there, Rod.
I think it's down to a point.
Yeah, so it's probably no value.
It is down to a point.
Yeah. Oh yeah, sorry. They move so much. See, there you go. Makes sense.
Yep. All aboard. Another very public
$10
team.
away by taking money line if you.
Another very public team. Rod.
For me in this one, I'm going to take the over. Raiders and Browns go over the number here. Cleveland's offense averaging 28 points. Their Vegas defense giving up 32. This goes over. It's got over written all over it. Give me the over.
Rod's all over the over.
Love the over here.
Chris, do you think like Brian not waiting his turn and agreeing with Andy, you think that was a little bit suck up going on there? I think he was sucking up.
I couldn't help myself.
Oh, we know you can't help yourself. You love sucking up. No one sucks up like Bill.
Thank you for that.
It's like, man, I really like your shirt. It's like, thanks, Brian. It's like, I wear the same shirt every day.
I'm taking the Raiders as well. I think that Cleveland's banged up, and I think that Trent Brown coming back for that offensive line for the Raiders is going to be big. So I like the Raiders offense just a little bit more.
Brian,
so give me the Raiders.
Raiders went to Carolina and beat a quality team. They beat the Saints. They beat the Chiefs. They slipped up a little bit last week coming off that bye week, but I think Coach Gruden gets it back in line against the Browns team. I think is going downhill. So give me the Raiders. Whatever the line is, money line, -1, whatever.
Whatever.
But full transparency, I did take the Browns earlier in the week in my pick 6 pool. So I like the Browns early, but as this line's progressed, I think the Raiders are the way to go.
done?
Yep.
Just checking, because I don't want anyone to think I'm talking over you. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with the over in this one. I got premium play in on the game, so I'm just going to take the total. It's dropped from 55.5 down to 47. So I think sometimes when you have that big of movement, and barring, and I don't know, is there a typhoon there or something? I mean, I don't know.
There must be
I
some
don't
kind
see
of
any
weather going
typhoon.
on.
I know.
It's rain, 75% chance of rain, and
27 mile an hour wind, so it's going to be a little windy.
Off the lake there too, the stadium is.
Yep.
I've been up there to Cleveland. Not ashamed to admit it. Been there a few times.
I still like the over.
Yeah, I'll lean to the over, but I think I might eat my words on that one. Let's see. Hey, well, it's like Ann's been here a week now. She's like, yeah, you're gonna eat your words on that one, bitches.
I'll text you later.
Like,
why'd you take that over? Just kidding.
it's like it'll be like 13, 3 3/4. She'll be like, you're fucked on that over, right?
Hey, I thought that last night with the San Diego game, and then the second half they crushed it.
You never know. You never know. That's why they play
I
the whole
wasn't
game.
gonna win that over at all. So I mean, you never know.
Yeah, we don't talk politics on our show or religion. I don't care if it's election day or not. Tuesday there actually is no games, so we'll have to schedule something. What you can do is if you want to bet on the election, you can Google that. I'm certainly not going to post it out here as a question. And if somebody answers you, they're going to be booted off our chat. Is basically what happens. And if you ask again, we'll have to boot you because just not something that we do here. Of course, we'll call out trolls, wives, kids, and grandmothers, but we will not talk about elections or religion. Let's get that straight. Yeah. Travis Etienne for Heisman. I think that Etienne is Heisman worthy. I don't know. I think it's going to be an interesting year for the Heisman, especially since everyone's going to have to be socially distanced there at the New York Athletic Club. Yeah, weird stuff. Anyways, Steelers and the Ravens. This one is the big game of the day, as they say. You have the Ravens coming off of the bye, and you have the Steelers really not doing anything wrong this season. They held on for dear life. We did the halftime show last week, Ann and I, and I said that the Titans were my strongest halftime play last week, and they were laying 3.5 of that, and they easily, right? I mean, it was easy. Last week on my halftime show. Were you with me on the halftime show, the early one? Ann?
I
gave out a parlay.
I was in the evening. I don't think I was
the evening.
For the Steelers, I would have remembered that.
I did the early one. I had a
yeah.
I gave out a 3-team parlay. I gave out a 3-team parlay on the halftime show, and I'll be on at halftime today for the early games. The 1:00 starts. So, and also for Sunday Night Football. But Ravens meet the Steelers here. Heavy public pressure here on the Steelers, and they're 4-point dogs, better than a field goal in this thing. This used to be like, defense. Now both these teams are like spread offenses, and And we're waiting for you.
Oh, sorry. I usually wait to go.
We call that pulling a rod, where it's like, it's like I hit him from left field. It's like we're going around the circle. Normally he's like in the third base spot where Brian is, and it's like we've gone around the circle. It's kind of like we know which game it is, and he kind of acts like,
Well, I actually have a big defense battle. I'm going to give out free premium pick on this. Take the under for this game. Every time these guys see each other, it's very tight.
Okay. Under?
Yes.
Rod?
I like the over here. Give me the over. I think both teams come and we're going to get some points of scoring, and we get the over.
Chris?
Yeah, I'm with Ann on this one. I like the under. I think, Baltimore's scoring a lot, but that's against some of the league's worst defenses, and Pittsburgh leads the league against the rush, so that's going to negate Baltimore, and I think Baltimore's going to come out as well with Yannick Ngakoue after being acquired earlier this week, so I expect a low-scoring game.
I 1,000% agree with Chris and Ann here. I love the under. I think you see a classic AFC defensive battle here, like it used to be, 12-6 maybe, something like that. So I'm going to go under.
Taking the Steelers here. I think they have a chance to win this thing outright. I think this is way too many points. Way too many points. And I think what you have here with the Ravens, who are going to win this game, is a kicker that is going to win the game for them, right? This is why they have him. This is why they pay him so much money and all the accolades that he always gets. It's because of games like this, though, why he makes the big bucks. And I could see Tucker hitting a 48-yarder with no doubter with, as time clicks off. Maybe even in overtime. As time clicks off in overtime.
If you want a kicker for fantasy, him every year. Never disappoints.
We don't play fantasy here except for Brian. I had a fantasy that BYU was going to throw on third down up by 28, on 3rd and 12. It would be incomplete. The clock would stop, and they'd have to bring the kicker on to make their 28-point lead 31 to cover a 29 to 30-point spread. That's really was my football fantasy. And it, shucks, came true, It's like I've had a lot of BYU. It's like I've used BYU in my football fantasies a lot of it. It's like, yeah, and like up by, because they're the team that always does it. Like up by 17, 8 seconds left to go in the game. Throw 47 yards into the end zone. The guy makes a diving catch. It's like for the cover. It's like they seem to do it more often than most teams. All right. So the Breeders' Cup is Friday and Saturday. So Friday, I guess Rod and I will probably do some coverage of that on the Friday card. And then Saturday, I'll try and squeeze in some coverage too. I love Breeders' Cup. I love it. And it's at Keeneland this year, which is one of my very favorite tracks. Back when I used to drink, I mean, I could tell you some stories about Keeneland back in my drinking days. It was like, oh my God. It was like I was at a bachelor party, we went to Keeneland, and I had like 6 beers in my jeans, and the police officer said, "You can't bring those in. You'll have to drink them before you come in." I was like, okay. Okay. It's like, yeah, it got ugly. That and the flask I had in my back pocket.
Yeah.
It was a rough day. Oh,
the water bottle. You just bring in the water bottle, put some vodka. As long as you're drinking a clear liquid, you're usually pretty good when sneaking it in anywhere.
Oh, man.
Well, back in the day, they weren't like, throw out that water. It's like, what?
My wife hit an IRS super at Keeneland. It paid, I think, $2,400 on a 10-cent super. It was like ridiculous, man. It was like the first place horse was 8-1. And that was the shortest price of any of the horses in the super. But Dan Benjamin, who covers horse racing at Sports Chat Place, sent me an email about Breeders' Cup and coverage. Maybe we'll get him on. That would be cool. He's really good. Started covering horse racing again at Sports Chat. He covers every day. Be sure to check out our horse racing over at sportschatplace.com. Speaking of horse racing, Titans and the Bengals. Here's a game that I really didn't pay much attention to at all. If there was a game that they wiped off the schedule and no one would notice, I think it'd be this one.
So,
the Sunday nighter.
Wow, Ann didn't even let me throw it to her. She's just taking over. We're gonna move her
I
over.
know,
We're gonna move her
right
over.
in this time.
We're gonna move her over to this seat. I'll go down in the bottom with Ruffalo. That's what Tony T did to me when I was originally on the drive-through. Pushed me down to the bottom, and I just sat there. I wasn't allowed to say a word. Like I don't think it's a good idea for me to be on this show. Now you got a Thursday guest spot, and that's it.
And we need to get Ann on the drive-through.
Yeah, sure. That's what they could
I
use.
was like, Tony's gonna drill me.
Are you saying that Chris's charisma doesn't just
Oh no! I'm talking about just as a guest. Chris, nobody could replace Chris as a host.
No, Chris is going to be the host, but I mean,
I just like having Ann along with the ride on when I show up. If I'm sure, I'm gonna have to put that in my next contract. Ann and me together on the drive-through.
Let's do it.
Yeah, Ann would be good on the drive-through, and I'm sure you'll do well in your next gig. Anyways, God.
You just get the we wish you the best in your future endeavors.
Yes.
We wish you and your 37-15 record best.
It's like
There you go.
I agree with you. This relationship is no longer mutually beneficial.
Well, then you're not gonna like what I have to say next.
Bengals Titans.
Bengals. I'm laying the points on the Bengals. I would, if you want, you could do one of those things where you do 125 on the Bengals and $25 on the money line for the Bengals. But I like the Bengals for this. I just see it coming down to a field goal.
Okay. Is that true? That Jefferson on the Vikings, his father is John Jefferson? I didn't know that. Jordan Jefferson's father's John Jefferson? I had no idea. John Jefferson's awesome, man. He's a great receiver. He was on the Air Coryell Charger team.
It's one of my favorite older TV shows, The Jeffersons.
Moving on up.
Yep.
Just call you Wheezy. Anyways, speaking of Wheezy, Ann likes the Bengals. We got Rod. What's up? This one.
For me, I'm going to take the under in this game. I like the under. The under is 15, 7-1, and the Bengals last 23 as a dog. And I think this is Titans come in and run the clock and keep control, and I don't think they're going to score 42 like they normally do. I think they just run and control the clock and get a win and get out. Give me the under.
This is on YouTube. It's just not on my regular YouTube channel. I could post that one in the Facebook group. That whole YouTube channel has a bunch of videos like that. I have outside Ernest Hemingway's house, all kinds of places. I've done a lot of, the one at the Rock at Clemson at the Rock, where they tried to arrest me. That was a good one. Anyways. So what'd you take, Rod? Oh, you took under. Chris, what'd you take?
Under. Yeah, Ann and I are on the same wavelength today. I like the Bengals and the points as well. Tennessee, a good straight-up team, not a good cover team, and Cincinnati's the opposite, good cover team, not a good team in terms of winning games. So I'll take the Bengals. I think this one's a close game.
I think this is one of my square picks for today. If the Bengals line would have stayed at 3.5, I would have looked at them more closely. But To me, it looks like a Titans play here. I think they put a beat down on the Bengals.
I think I'm going to go with the Titans as well to bounce back after last week. I really like that Jadeveon Clowney versus Burrow matchup. I just really like I like watching this guy against top pass rushers because it normally is just, I mean, we're going to see some highlight film stuff today on this game. We got the Dolphins. The Tua era begins in Miami today. I gotta say that when the Dolphins drafted Tua, we did a draft show, and I was rooting for Herbert. I wanted the Dolphins to take Herbert, and they took Tua in that spot. But now that he's here, and the fact that they're putting him in this spot where the team has been playing as good as or better than this is the best they've played all season. And to pull your starting quarterback when the team is playing the best that they must believe that they're really onto something, because this is a guy coming off a huge injury. Last year it's like you have a chance to let him sit for a year. You have that opportunity is there, but they must really think they're sitting on something. This is the same point of the season that they brought in Dan Marino his rookie year. Just saying. It's been a long time since the Dolphins have had a quarterback, and it has been I'm a Dolphin fan. Here's my, I have my Kenyon Drake with Gronkowski sprawled out on the ground right behind me here. I mean, what do you think?
I agree with you, actually, and so I actually have Dolphins money line today.
I didn't pay her to say that either.
And I was like, he's gonna like what I have to say for this one. I would go Dolphins money line. That's my underdog. That's another pick in my underdog parlay today.
Rod, who do you think won that Missouri-Florida fight yesterday? I think that I thought Missouri got in some really good shots there. I think he's frozen.
They did get in some good shots there for sure.
Yeah. I mean, Rod's our hockey guy, so he knows, he knows usually, who won these sort of things. And I think I got to give the nod to Missouri. I know that Florida used it as a rallying point in the coach, right? I mean, he's such a jerk. I mean, what a jerk, I think Missouri got their shots in now. I do.
Oh yeah, they definitely.
Yeah, they
did.
I saw more Missouri punches get in than I did Florida.
Yeah, I'd have to.
It's the only thing they won.
I'd have to give that one to Missouri. No, well, who do you like in this one, Rod?
For me, I like the under in this game. And I don't see them letting Tua huck the ball down the field. I don't see him jumping out and being Mr. I'm going to throw for 500 yards. I think he'll be on a different leash. I think they're going to try to pound the ball and let him hand off more times than he's going to huck the ball today. So I think and the Rams are the same way. Burn the clock. Give me the under.
Chris, one of the events that really flew under the radar yesterday was that Gervonta Davis versus Leo Santa Cruz fight, which, I mean, God, man, if HBO still had boxing, and it's like, even if, this was one that they could have put on free TV. They charged $75 for this thing on pay-per-view, and these are two great fighters. Santa Cruz, not one of those guys with a lot of wins, but he's got the taxi driver resume. It's like, what taxi driver did Santa Cruz beat? And then, here he is against Gervonta Davis, who we've seen have some bad fights too in there. Just absolutely, I mean, one of the best knockouts you'll ever see, right? The uppercut knockouts are always the best.
No, I thought Santa Cruz was starting to fight off the ropes a little bit, and then all of a sudden you just see the one shot come in and him fall underneath the ropes, and I'm like, oh, that's not good.
No,
that's not good. He
pretty
hit
much
hard, and he was out.
Pretty much done, right out of the gate there, and it was like the two best knockouts in boxing are the uppercut knockout, because a lot of times the guy's feet will come clean off the ground on the good uppercut knockout, and then the delayed knockout where the guy's still standing and he doesn't know he's out yet. like Trevor Burbick against Tyson, where it's kind of like.
What about the fall through the ropes?
I mean, yeah, well, the fall through the ropes, it just depends on the size of the guy. You know, a lot of times they fall through the ropes. But the uppercut knockout, like when Ken Norton got hit by George Foreman, his feet came right off the ground. I mean, that was pretty good. And then, you know, the Trevor Burbick Tyson delayed knockout was, you know, there's been a lot of delayed knockouts out there, but the Burbick Tyson one is a classic, you know, that you see all the time. And I don't care what Jeter says, you know. I think the delayed knockout is better than a car wreck. I think it's better than a car wreck. Anyways, back to the game. We got the Dolphins and the Rams. I just, you know, these things, they come up. It's like I got to say them when I say them, or else I just forget about it, you know. But what do you think, Chris?
I'm on the Dolphins as well. Mitch hit it right on the head. I think Miami wouldn't start 2 unless there was something here, and I expect Brian Flores to have these guys coached up and ready and raring to go. And you know, Miami's still only giving up the 5th fewest sacks in the league, so I think they might make life hard for Aaron Donald to get into that backfield. So give me the Dolphins here.
So, Brian, the Dolphins offered me as a season ticket holder that I could enter in a raffle that they'll select at the beginning of the 4th quarter, whether you're at the game or not, a Devontae Parker autograph football. Do I take the 5 minutes to fill out the form or no?
Not for Devontae Parker football.
That's what I felt. I was like, what?
I'd rather have a Tua signed.
It's like, I would have signed Devontae Parker cast, you know, from like his last 6 seasons on the injured list. Who do you like in this one?
I think Rod hit it on the head. Dolphins are coming off a bye week. They're fully rested. Good game plan in place. Rams are flying across the country. Short week, Monday Night Football. I think points are coming at a premium. Give me the under.
I like the under too, but it's like I think it'll be interesting to see if they let Tua air it out, because Parker actually is, you know, if this guy can throw like he did at Alabama, I think it's been a while since we've seen this guy throw. But one thing that you can certainly say is that there hasn't been a guy that spins the football like this guy since Michael Vick. You know, there hasn't been a guy that has this kind of, you know, just perfect, you know. The ball's just perfect when he throws it. It's like Michael Vick was probably the best at it, you know, that I've seen in my lifetime. And you know, there's been guys with quicker releases and more accurate and all that stuff. But it's like, if you need a guy to throw, you know, a 70-yard rope, I'll take Michael Vick any day of the week over any of these
I think
guys.
they'll unleash him and let him throw if they have to.
Oh,
They'll try to get the run going and let him run. But if they get behind, you don't have a choice. Then you have to let him go and throw. So
Dan Marino's first game, he threw for 6 touchdown passes. So I mean, that's you know, the bar has been set in Miami. So as far as, you know, releasing the new quarterbacks. Anyways, let's get back to some action here, and one more AFC East game here. We got the Bills hosting the Patriots. The Bills in a little bit of a rut, but they've played some of the better teams in those losses. But, you know, we thought that Allen was kind of like, you know, we had put him up on this pedestal. And, you know, he hasn't really shown that when push comes to shove, that he's able to overcome those things. It's kind of like when the team is rolling and then he can run for some yards and, you know, he can throw the ball down the field and kind of like ice away these games. But, man, when they really need him to carry the load, and it's not like he doesn't have the guys. Personally, I think Diggs dropped a few balls last game, too, on him. You know, he dropped some catchable balls, ones that he would catch 99 out of 100 times. That was the 100, you know, was some of those last time. And
is Cam Newton playing?
Yeah, is that a good or a bad thing?
All right. Well, yeah, like you said, Josh Allen, he just looked really bad last week, and they didn't even score a touchdown at all. I think that they'll step it up this week. So the over went very low. The total, went very low. So I would go with the over for this one.
Rod?
I have to agree. Give me the over as well. I think they got enough points here to just get over that number.
Chris?
I'm on the under here. Traditionally, this has been an under game. I mean, 6 of the last 9 have been under 36 points. And you look at the Patriots' laundry list of injuries, they got 11 guys that are out, and that's not counting the guys that are on the IR right now. So they're banged up, and I think Buffalo's just not going to do a whole lot of scoring either. I'm on the under here.
Brian?
I've been back and forth in this game pretty much all week, but I think I'm going to go with the Buffalo Bills here. I think they take out many years of frustrations with the Patriots and get a solid win, cover.
They're like so excited too.
Get the email from somebody wanting to bet me on a game. It's like, I didn't even pick the team that they're trying to get me to bet. It's like a matter of fact, I have a premium pick on the other on the side that they want to bet me. It's like, what a fucking moron. Jonathan Smith. His email is jonathanbsmithcpa@gmail.com. Jonathan B. Smith, CPA. So he's a CPA. We could probably Google his ass. I mean, what a fucking moron. If he's your CPA, run. Don't walk. It's like, get the hell out of there. It's like grumpycpa.com.
Mitch, if you win, I'm going to do your taxes this year.
Yeah, no thanks, man. No thanks. Who knows what the tax law is going to look like.
What game did he want to bet you on?
It's the Lions and the Colts.
Oh.
Here's the email. It says, if you're not a pussy, I'll bet you $1K. It's like, what does me being a pussy have to do with taking a side in a game that I don't want? I mean, what does that have to do with anything? I'll tell you one thing. Your customers are gonna know what you do, okay? Because we're gonna Google your ass and we're gonna make your life living hell. Jonathan B. Smith, CPA. It's like, come on. CPA accountants, contact us today. Yeah, there are a few out there. Yeah, we could do it by his email, right? We could find it.
Google the email.
Yeah, we'll Google the email. Anyways, Brian, while we're Googling up this guy, it comes up the same guy who was first. Same guy, Terrell, Texas. A CPA you can count on to troll your YouTube show. Brian, what do you got, man?
What I got in which one?
In the game, Patriots Bills.
I already gave it out. I said I'm taking Buffalo to lay the points. That I think they're going to take out years of frustration of losing to the Patriots today.
I like the under in this one. I think it's going to be one of those games. Jonathan B. Smith. It's like, I'll do your taxes and bet you a dime on a game on a game that you're betting the same side. It's like, what the hell are you talking? I mean, what a loser. I mean, what, you can't bet it yourself online, you know? It's like, what am I, a bookie all of a sudden? It's like what am I, one of your drunk friends at the bar? It's like, who the fuck do you think you're talking to? It's like, my God. What a jerk. Jerk B. Smith. Okay. We've had enough. All right, we'll leave him alone. Oh man, Broncos versus Chargers.
Ooh. Broncos versus Chargers. I'm gonna. I like that Herbert played amazing last week. 3 touchdowns. So I'm gonna go with the Chargers.
And now he wrote me back. I said, where did I make that pick on the other side? show me your ticket from the book, you know, and then call me out. I'll show it on the show. He said, figured you wouldn't bet me. It's like,
how did he know that you were on the side that he went? I don't know. It just never makes sense.
I mean, seriously, it's like Broncos versus Chargers, and
Oh, I said Chargers.
Chargers. Rod,
I'm
go.
gonna take the under.
Go Chargers, go. Chris,
Yeah, go Chargers. Go in the under. I think you're gonna beat the crap out of each other today.
I'm on the Chargers as well.
Brian,
Like just
347 yards last week.
Not to go off subject, but the Vikings line is now at 5.5, guys. So, I mean.
Oh.
Anyway, as far as this game goes, I think this line looks a little odd. I'm going to take a chance with the Broncos on the money line. I think they get it done at home. I like the Chargers. I love their rookie quarterback Herbert, but something tells me Broncos. So I'm gonna listen to the something and take Denver.
Denver for Brian. I like the under. I'll tell you, I grew up in Miami. I tell this story all the time. I don't care. I'm going to say it again. And it was back before cable TV, so we never got to see, you didn't get to see all the games like you do now. And it just seemed like the Chargers always played Denver. Like in the West Division, like you never got to see those games. And the Chargers played Denver 9 times a year, and it was always at Denver. You know, so it's like I've seen this game before. I like the under. It's definitely going under. I would say lock it in. Under. Bears versus the Saints. Drew Brees looks like a lost man without Thomas. Drew Brees is like one of those guys that I always, it's like I hate to say negative things about him, but it's like he is a good quarterback. He's obviously won a Super Bowl. He's done a lot of those things. He's put up gigantic numbers under a different set of rules than, some of the other great quarterbacks have to play under, granted. But I don't know, man. It just seems that whenever if he doesn't have an ideal situation, he rarely is the guy that kind of, you know what I mean? Kind of like, it's like if it's not perfect, it's like, yeah, when he has the receiver and the running back, he always has this excuse, right? Well, they took Sproles away from me. It's like, it's like they took Jimmy Graham away from me. I did this. It's like Thomas is out. I don't know, man. I think it's getting old. Maybe it's time. Maybe he's done. What do you think? Ann?
This is a game I'm not really gonna touch. I mean, it's like you have Foles 1 week, he's beating Tom Brady, and then the next week it's like when he's bad, he's bad. I'm gonna go lean towards the under on this at 42.5. I don't see both teams even getting to 20.
Right.
Oh, Bears defense is good, but that offense is just bad. Who's the Saints? I'm gonna take the Bears here, and what I see, field goal game. Field goal wins it. Give me the Bears +5.
Chris Ruffalo.
I think the Saints win it by a touchdown. I'm gonna take New Orleans.
I agree with Chris here. I think the Saints really take care of business here on the road. Normally, I don't like to lay points with the Saints on the road on grass, but I'm gonna do it today.
Chris, you took Saints?
Yeah. A little bit worried about a dome team going outdoors, but
A 4-point home win against the Panthers doesn't scare you off either?
yeah.
Okay.
Bears offense is pathetic.
Okay. And whatever you say. I'll take the under. I don't love Drew Brees when he has to go against aggressive defenses, man. I just don't like it because it's like I know, like, he he doesn't have those prototypical skills, so he has to throw from his tippy toes, when they get the heat on him. And it's like, that's not a good sign when you got Eddie Jackson roaming the secondary. This is bad news, man. Very bad. Very bad.
Hook him up with some elevator shoes. That would help him out.
Very bad. Me too. I could use them. Bad news.
It is bad news. Take the Bears.
The Bears.
7-2-1 ATS last home versus the winning team.
The Bears.
My butt's still hurting from taking the Bears on national TV the other.
But that's the whole point. Everybody's seen that, and they're like, "Oh, the Bears! Oh, yuck, yuck! Give me the Saints."
I know.
The
Normally, I
Saints
agree with you.
all year.
I'm just not touching it.
I think the Bears defense can score one today too. That might be what it takes. The Bears defense scores more than the Bears offense.
All right, I'm on the under. This one, I just don't see
Yay.
any points. You got the Seahawks and the Niners. This one should be pretty interesting.
Yeah. This will be good.
This NFC Western Division has the least amount of continuity between the teams playing week to week than any of the other divisions. These teams, it's like 1 week, the Niners are getting waxed at home by the Dolphins. The next week, they're slaughtering the Rams. The Rams, 1 week, they're slaughtering somebody. The next week, they're fight of their lives against the Giants at home. It's like there's no continuity here whatsoever. And then also, we've seen the worst officiating in any games, all in these interconference Western games, right? The worst officiating. And you got to remember, the worst call one of the worst calls in the history of football took place in Seattle, and it went in the Seahawks' favor. So you always got to remember that when you see officiating as bad as it's been this year. That was the Golden Tate catch, which sent the refs off the strike, right? They settle up after that one. The call was so bad. It's like we gotta give these guys their money. It's like whatever they want.
It's like no fans. Refs get worse every year.
But it's amazing how the officiating gets worse and worse every year.
It makes you wonder.
Oh, man. Anyways. And Niners Seahawks.
Yeah, I mean, Russell Wilson, he's on that way to the MVP. I would absolutely get on that over today. I'm feeling really good about that.
Seahawks?
I agree. Give me the over. We're definitely going to see some points.
Chris?
I like Seattle in this one. I think Russell Wilson's going to be that MVP for a reason. It's games like these, so I'm on Seahawks here.
The totals opened up at 54. Tons of money coming in on the over. I even see a 53.5 out there, so I'm going to go with the under here.
I see 54 and a half. I see 54 and a half. So I see the opposite direction.
FanDuel is 53.5.
Yes, I have 54.
Yeah. We all have different numbers on this one, but we do see a dropping line in this game. No one's business.
Oh, 54, fine, 54. Still, it hasn't gone up. You think you'd see a little bit of 55, 55 and a half. I don't know.
So what do you take?
Give me the under.
Under? All right, I'll take the over.
Under.
I'm on the over. And that brings us to Sunday Night Football.
Yay.
Oh, boy.
Although the winner is in first place, so.
Yay, the battle for first. Yay.
Yes. NFC East. What a mess. What a joke. So proud to be an NFC East. Let me tell you, just a mess. I can't even decide on this one. This is just so bad. If I had to pick one, I'm gonna go with the Eagles. The Eagles haven't given up 11 points yet this year, so let's say they win by 11.
I'm going to take the over. The over 42.5. I think they get over this number. Even to be it if the Eagles score that all on their own.
I'll take the Eagles in this one.
I agree with Rod and Chris. Well, I like the Eagles here. I think Wentz has his best statistical game of the season. I think 42-0 isn't without could happen. So take the Eagles, lay the points.
I like the over in this one.
Yeah.
I just think it's a little to the low side, considering both teams don't like to tackle all that much.
Oh, my first touchdown scorer, Dallas Goedert. I like him plus 600.
I'll go with I don't know. We'll come back to me. Chris, let's talk parlays. Who do you like?
Let's go with Lions money line, Dolphins money line, and Steelers money line.
So what was that? It's Lions, Steelers, something?
Lions, Steelers, and Dolphins.
Lions, Steelers, Dolphins. Wow, that's LSD. Not that I would pick up on something like that.
Not that quickly either.
Everyone's going to go crazy now.
Rod?
I'm going to go with the Broncos under, the Bears plus the 5, and the Cowboys game over. I'll lay those up like that today.
And?
I love my parlay today. It's underdog, so I got Lions money line, Dolphins money line, and Raiders money line.
Brian Bittler?
For me, I'm going Jets plus the points, Lions plus the points, and Raiders money line. Or minus the points, whatever the Raiders happen to be.
I'll go with the Steelers, the Vikings, and the Steelers, Vikings, and the under in the Bears-Saints game for me. All right. Well, that wraps up another show, unless anyone else has something they want to talk about here.
Boston Scott to score the first touchdown in the Sunday night game.
Good choice, Rod. I was thinking Boston,
I like
too.
that. Yeah.
He's a little spark plug.
Yep.
Go with
He really Sproles. I'm sorry. Reminds me of Sproles. But
I'll go with Amari Cooper. Since I've given him such a hard time. I've really busted Amari Cooper's chops for the last year or so. Really beating him down.
Carson Wentz.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Carson
Wentz, $5.
Carson Wentz and Amari Cooper on the same field is just tells you how shitty this game's gonna be. It's like a joke, man.
Get to bed early, everybody.
All right. Well, that about does it. We got this new time. So tomorrow we'll be live at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Set your clocks, set your watches, sign up for notifications. Be sure to slam that like button. It's fun talking to everyone as usual. Had a good crowd. So thanks, everyone. We'll see you in the Facebook group. I'll see you at halftime of the thank you for the super chat right there. But I didn't get to all the comments, man. There's so many of them here. It's crazy. See if there's any good ones. Best fourth round pick or wherever we got from Miami. Thanks for Tannehill. But Tua, I like a lot. He will be good for the Dolphins. Okay. Tannehill was terrible in Miami, though. I mean, he was freaking awful. So wasn't a good fit. Anything else anyone's got to say? Nothing? Because everyone says I talk over everyone. I don't give everyone a chance to say anything. Don't give you a chance to talk. Anyone?
Oh.
All right. I'll see you guys at halftime of the early games. And, of course, halftime of that gem tonight, that Eagles-Cowboys game. It's going to be good times. Some of those shows easier than others. Kind of like my halftime of the hardest show I ever did was halftime of that Packers-49ers playoff game last year. That was brutal. That was just like, what the hell do you say? You know, it's like 78-0, and they can't stop the run. It's like, I don't know. All right, have a great day, everyone. We'll try and act more professional tomorrow, and I'll see you in a little bit. From Sports Chat Place and PickDogs.com. Here with your halftime show. Of course, we go live at the early halftimes every NFL Sunday, as well as all of the NFL primetime games. So be sure to check us out. The Raiders kicking a field goal to go up 6-3 on the Browns at the half. We got the Colts up 20-7 against the Lions, as the Lions are looking to put some points on the board before halftime. Meanwhile, the Jets going for another field goal here against the Chiefs. They've had 3 so far. This one is blocked. The Chiefs pick it up. They are running. See what happens. Oh, and they get stopped. But, yeah, a block. Lions moving. The Dolphins having quite the day here with the Rams. Just logging in to get to these halftime lines. Hopefully you guys are having a great NFL Sunday. So far, I think mine's a little choppy. Well, sometimes when they look bad in the first half, that just means an opportunity for later. Well, we'll have to see what the line looks like for the second half. I don't make my bets without the point spreads. But it is the Packers -3 for the second half and the Browns -0.5 for the second half. I like that Browns -0.5, I'll tell you that much. I think the Raiders have been nothing to write home about. Well, this one moved. It went from +105 to -105. That was a hurry that Browns line moved. And the Lions marching down the field here against the Colts. Of course, the Colts missed that extra point. Meanwhile, the Dolphins looking to punch it in and take a 3-touchdown lead over the Rams in Tua's debut. I'll tell you, it's been a team effort over there in Miami than this one. Just an absolute destruction of the Rams. This looks like what the Dolphins did to the 49ers in San Francisco. Yeah, the Dolphins are looking good. That's a lot different defense than that Killer Bee defense for sure. Yeah, the Packers, I think both Brian Bittler and myself were big on the Vikings today on the live show, so hopefully you caught that. The Bills -2 in the second half. It's been a pretty much a divisional style game. So far, of the three lines that we have for the second half, I like the Browns -0.5 as the Dolphins are in the end zone again. 28-7 Miami in this one. Well, the Lions, and they missed the field goal to go into the half. This is just typical what we've seen from the Lions this year. But, this is a team that, has had a lot of comeback wins. We saw it last week against Atlanta. I mean, that was the Vikings' game plan. We kind of knew that going in. The Chiefs are -7 against the Jets. I kind of like that. I don't think the Chiefs have played their best football yet in this game, up by 12. I think the Chiefs are a play for me so far. I'll go with that one. So far of the games that have gone to the half, we're on the Browns -0.5 and the Chiefs -7. Yeah, the Rams aren't going to come back. This is not going to happen. It's just a matter of how bad the beatdown's going to get in that one. Jared Goff, not a comeback style QB. That Chiefs line has gone from -120 to -115 on the -7. And the Lions are -3 in the second half against the Colts. That's even money. I think with these early lines right here, I think we got a parlay opportunity. I think we take the Lions, the Browns, and the Chiefs. Parlay them up. The Chiefs now -110 at the -7. It's a lot like what we saw last week in the Buffalo Jets game, where at the half the line was moving. The VIG was moving in kind of the opposite direction that we were thinking, and we pounded it several times. So I'm going to go Lions, Browns, and Chiefs. A little 3-team parlay action here, and let's see what this thing pays. 70. So Browns, Lions, and Chiefs, all on the point spread. So that's where we are with that one. 100 pays 435. Oh, my wager was rejected. Imagine that. Imagine that my wager got rejected. We'll try it again. Chiefs, Browns, and the Lions. The Lions have now gone to -2.5 from -3. A lot of action there on the. Wow, 150 pays 870. Why not? Yeah, I like the Lions to come back in this one. I think they can win the game. Yep, I'm in on that one. So I took the Chiefs, the Browns, and the Lions all with the spread the second half. 150 pays 873.60. We will take it. Cost you nothing. Helps us a ton. course, be sure to subscribe to our channel if you haven't already done so. You'll get notifications when I go live at the half or for our regular live shows, which are 7 days a week, 365 days a year. The Rams really struggling here, but at the 50-yard line, trying to put some points on the board here against Miami. Looks like the Packers and the Vikings are headed back onto the field. This was the quickest moving game of the early games. I really like that Chiefs a lot. I'll be honest. The Chiefs -7 against the Jets. We've seen the Jets come out flat in the second half of every single game this season. So -7, you still don't have to cover that spread. I guess, the spread went 19.5, 20. But at -7, you're only at 19 for the game. I really, really like that. Kind of like the Vikings money line for the second half as well. But that game has now started. Vikings return the opening kickoff of the second half to the 15-yard line. Yep, Miami is playing great. A lot of weather out there. Well, that game's not at the half, so really not going to help anyone yet. There's no line on the Titans yet for the second half, so I don't have a call on it. I think the Lions have done something on offense. I think they've looked okay. And, these games are half to half, man. It's like, here goes Dalvin Cook. He is off to the races against that Swiss cheese Packer defense. We don't have a line on the second half of the Titans yet because the game hasn't gone to the half. So, tough to have thoughts. Chiefs, I like, -7. Now it's moved again to -120. That thing went all the way down to -110 with the juice. Now I see it at -120. The Browns still -0.5, but now at -105. And the Lions now at -2.5 as opposed to -3, where we originally got them. But I think the Lions win this game. Let's see what the in-game live betting is on that. For the Lions to win this game. See if we can get any value there. But maybe we should be saving that for the Titans for the in-game. So the Titans is off on the in-game. The Steelers plus 332 to win the game. The Vikings plus 124. Boy, they're basically saying the Vikings are going to win this game. Plus 128. The Rams plus 512. The Browns plus 103. Same thing. Basically, the Browns and the Lions plus 416 to win the game. Oh, I certainly like that one. Philip Rivers on the Colts, right? Plus 416 on the Lions. Chief in-game still -19.5. Steelers plus 345. And the Titans plus 103, even though they're losing by 10 points. Huh. Not letting me do it here. Maybe I just did it incorrectly. Anyways, I'm just trying to get my parlay in. They're still like what at -9? I don't know what that means. Yeah, the second half includes overtime. Yeah, the Chiefs are. I don't know. Certainly don't like it as much as +7. Yeah, I like that Lions bet to win this game. Yep. I would say the Packers won. I mean, the Vikings won. And let me see what the next one is. Titans. So there it is. $110 parlay pays $2,433.10. I took the in-game, the Titans to win, the Lions to win, and the Vikings to win, parlayed together. $110 pays $2,433. So why not? If you're seeing -9 on Kansas City, you need a new book. That's what I suggest. Because it's 7 everywhere. I'm showing it's 7. The Raiders and Browns have now kicked off the second half. Cleveland receives the second half kickoff. The Dolphins and Rams still yet to go to the half, and the Ravens and the Steelers still yet to go to the half. We've got the Colts. Now the Lions -2.5 up to -125. The late money here coming in on Detroit. The Titans -6.5, but that's -130. I like the Titans. I think the better bet is to bet the Titans to win this game. Is the better bet there. And then the Chiefs are now -7 at -110. I'm at -7. Yeah. Well, I said it 10 times. I can only say it so many times. The same bets over and over again. Yeah, the Bengals are going to hold on to win the Titans. I don't think so. And the Vikings, of course, shooting themselves in the foot, just like they always do. Looks like the Jets and the Chiefs kicking off. The Jets at their own 15-yard line. I'll tell you, man, the Chiefs' defense has definitely allowed the Jets to move the ball here in this game. We got a field goal right here at the half. The Ravens to go up 17-7. Okay, if you're going to talk about sports betting websites on my show, you will not be welcome to join us any longer. I'm sorry. Doesn't work like that. I don't ask for a ton. I do these shows for free. No, I don't have. I can't do a ticker because the lines move too fast on halftime games, halftime lines. So it wouldn't make sense to have a ticker.
If you manage a team, you have to try Monday.com.
There we go. So it's this guy, Kaheem Evans. Get rid of him. Anyways, let's take a look at these lines again. The 3rd and 6 here for the Jets. The Chiefs have not been able to stop them. You know, the Jets have been driving, and there it is. Sam Darnold with a 4-yard pass try attempt on 3rd and 6. And that's exactly the Jets that we've seen. And the Lions ripping off a big run here on the Colts to start the second half. They start on the 33-yard line. Really, really nice return right there. Browns with the ball. Of course, they're part of our second half parlay, moving it down the field. And the Dolphins, 28-7 here. So the Ravens-Steelers is the Steelers -0.5 for the second half. I don't love it. The Titans are now -7 for the second half at -115. How are the Lions lines still on there? I have no idea. So the Ravens-Steelers, I would say take the Steelers -0.5 a point in that one. It's already moved, but it's still at a half. The Bills looking to punch one in here. As they do, the Bills are in the end zone. There's a flag here in this Chiefs-Jets game. Most of these flags have gone, well, let's see what happens here. Looks like the Rams' reception was clearly out of bounds. So what are they saying? Here's the replay. They're saying, I think it was offsides on the Chiefs. But the Jets will have the option to take it or move. I don't like these long discussions by the refs. I have 8 games on at once right now. Well, we're doing the play-by-play because we're trying to figure out where we land. Yep, we already took Vikings money line, and now they're in the end zone with the lead. They were part of our parlay. Well, we'll have a play when that game goes to the half, and that will be our last play because it'll be the last game to go to the half. Boy, this is quite a discussion in this Chiefs-Jets. Offsides on the Chiefs, but it was 3rd and 6. Or 4th and 6. They took it on the, I don't know what happened there, but the Lions here on the move against the Colts. Matthew Stafford just doesn't have his guys in stride. Yep, I bet Miami actually on the pregame. I bet Miami -3 on the reverse line. I think I got plus 190 on it. I might have bet the -2.5. I got like plus 190 something on it. The Rams looking to put some points on the board. This will change the halftime line if the Rams can get the points on the board. Of course, be sure to hit the like button. Much appreciated. It costs you nothing, but it helps me maintain these shows and our YouTube channel. Keeps everything free. It's like I'm freezing up these days. I have no idea. Yeah, well, we all took Minnesota on the live show this morning. So if you watched our live show, you're in good shape with in that one, in the Packers-Vikings game. Gave out the Vikings. I think most people had the Vikings in that one. Vikings and under, I think, was the plays. Lions 3rd and 5. This is a big play for them. This is big. Well, it's a big play for us. And they convert. He's still going. That looks like Amendola. And it certainly is. No idea what that means. Steelers are still plus a half for the second half at -115. And the Titans -7 at -115. And the Browns are in the end zone. One of our second half picks, one of our strong second half picks right out of the gate, and one of our parlay teams, as the Lions are marching down as well, down inside the 10-yard line. The Browns' Jarvis Landry is in the end. Oh, that ball hit the ground. They're going to call this one back. I don't have the sound on, but I'm going to guess they're saying, oh, the ball hit the ground. I'm not sure. No, I think they're going to call it back. I think the ball hit the ground. Let's see. Yep. They're going to call it back. But the Chiefs on the move here against the Jets. You know, when the Chiefs have taken their shots down the field, the receivers are halftime picks. And, of course, our regular game pick as well on the Lions. Let's refresh the lines and see what we got. We're just waiting on this Dolphins-Rams game, and that will be the end of our halftime betting show. I enjoy these a lot. Seem to usually have a lot more fun on these. But I'll be live tonight during the halftime of that Eagles-Cowboys game. I got to figure out what's wrong with my software, why I keep freezing up like this. I might have to install and uninstall or something. Yeah, I don't like it when people give out other people's bets on our show. but I don't appreciate you doing it here. I don't think so. I'm thinking about doing a premium show. I'm kicking around, you know. I'm sick of the trolls. I'm sick of guys like Joe Thebo. I'll give out his phone number and address, and you guys can talk to him about why we're going to a pay show if you want. I have no idea what that says. But anyways, 3rd and 11 here for the Chiefs. Yeah, it's like when they've thrown it deep, they've completed the passes, but that was just terrible throw by Mahomes. Terrible. I mean, just from halftime on this one yet, but what they're showing is that, at least on the scoreboard on the screen, is that that Lions score was about 20 minutes ago. We were all over it. They didn't just score. They scored about 20 minutes ago. Yeah, and that Browns, the ball just hit the ground. I mean, we could see it on the play. Yep, the Rams make it 28-10. 11 seconds left to go in the half, and a big completion by the Packers inside the 40. The wind doesn't seem to be bothering, and the Browns, instead of getting the field goal, it's a Cody Parkey field goal attempt. Boy, that really hurts. It hurts us a lot. But, you know, it's the way this game has gone. 6-6 in Cleveland as the Browns are on the board. What do I hate the most, man? I don't understand. I don't understand why you guys ask for picks on games that the lines aren't out yet. It's like I'm obviously gonna go over it when the line comes out. So it's like, I guess you guys just do it to irritate me, man. I got no idea. It's like what we'll do is we'll just find you. Say you can't be on our show anymore. It's unfair, is what it is, to be honest with you. Anyways. So the Colts returned the kickoff after the Lions touchdown. Phil Rivers back on the field. We know this guy shoots himself in the foot like no one else. It's an incomplete pass for the Packers, not a fumble. And now that I see that Dean Blandino is saying something on the, I don't watch with the sound, so I don't know. But the Titans starting the second half off with a fairly long completion, 3 Bengals defenders there, and they split it. Yeah, we'll do that tomorrow. We'll give out this guy's phone number and his address. He gave it to me. I just have to look through in my spam file and find it. But he left his phone number, his address. He gave it to Ruffalo and Rod as well. So if I can't find it, we'll get it from them. We'll just post it on the show and let you guys take care of him. You guys can talk to him, or he wants me to go meet him, so maybe you guys could go meet him or something if you want. Maybe you can explain to him what you guys want to see, and that's not necessarily what he cares about. But we're not going to have it here. But it looks like the Rams and the Dolphins have gone to the half. And it's the only game, I believe, that hasn't gone. Oh, the Steelers. We don't have a... We're just waiting on this Dolphins-Rams second half. There it is. It's the Rams -7 for the second half. I got to say, we got to stick with the Dolphins here. +7. And the Lions have stuffed the Colts on third down, and the Colts will be punting back to the Lions here and with a chance to do it. Sam Darnold running for his life against the Chiefs, out of bounds. It's going to be 3rd and short here for the Jets, Jets. Anyways. We got to, we'll take the Dolphins plus the 7 for the second half. We're sticking with the Steelers minus a half for the second half. That's going to be it. That's the end of our halftime show. Be sure to hit the like button. Be sure to subscribe to our channel. We're in about a half hour. These games are really spaced out today. I'll see you guys tonight in the halftime of that Eagles-Cowboys thriller. And maybe it'll be a better game than we think. Have a great rest of the afternoon, everyone. I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys tonight at halftime.